I'll probably delete the previous little bit, so we'll start kind of afresh. So just to kind of tell you what happened here, my wife tried to log in, and for some reason, the Mythic BioWare it's not letting her in, and we went to the website, tried to do a password reset. For just some reason, it's just not letting her in. And it's weird because in order to change the password, you have to put the old password and then put your new password. And so it's accepting every old password, meaning she's typing the right password into the game. It's just not letting her load in for some reason. So it's really, really weird. And then the other problem I have tonight, too, is the program I was using to monitor the chat rooms. I think I already mentioned it, but since I'm deleting the old video where I mentioned, you'll hear it here first. It had a 30-day trial and that expired, so I can't use it anymore. And I didn't realize it's a $20 chat program. And I was like, you know, this is kind of cool. But I had a lot of people telling me that it was a free program. I didn't realize it was free for 30 days. So I need to find a new chat program sometime tomorrow so I can monitor the chat room. So my wife's going to help me monitor the chat room as best she can, and you know, we'll just see if we can make it as a good experience as usual. So even though we got some technical problems tonight, we're still going to do some Warhammer. The other thing, since you missed this the first time through, because I'm going to just delete that video, I'm not going to post it, is I was shown how to change my pet name. Last week I made a joke about changing the pet's name, and it's real simple. Right here in the chat window, if you just type /pet name, I mean, it's as simple as that. Pet name. I was told you could even shorten it just down to pet space and then the pet name, and you'll change the name of your pet. So it doesn't display up here in my group window here with my pet, but it does show right down wherever my little pet is hiding. Let me come down here. My pet was standing next to me a minute ago. Oh, there he is. He just hides in the walls really, really well. And I changed it to Guinevere. And the person who actually first told me that tip, I thought I would give him some credit here, was Ulgarth. He left me a comment on my YouTube. So I was like, wow, someone's actually watching the YouTube. So what we'll do is we're going to run some content. The content is going to be new for me. I'm heading up. Just to re-explain kind of my strategy, I believe this area and this area here is on the outskirts of the PvP. The missions that you have, like these are actual like missions, like play the Norden Watch scenario, actually takes you into a PvP area. So that was something that they did here in the Warhammer Online compared to some other games, is they try to integrate your PvP into your actual questing. So it's nothing like traumatic, but it gets you used to the idea that the realms are always at war in some way. And then they have areas where you can contest it. They're battling for areas of control on the map. Welcome back on the battlefield. So there's my missions actually kind of take me through some of this PvP area. A lot of this down through here is PvE, you know, kind of safe, but oh, a public quest just popped up. Someone's working on a public quest. So everywhere you go along here, you know, it's good to build up, and then up here you can start working on some PvP. So that's where we're heading. I'm just going to take the road out of town. Let's pull the map down, and I have a general idea of where I got to go. So sadly, it's just going to be me tonight. I'm a little bummed at that. We're going to try to figure out what's going on with my wife's account. I'm not quite sure what's happening to it. Just won't be the same. So what we'll do is see if we can fight our way up a little bit here. Oop. Big attack. Now luckily, if you are set in these situations, that's the real cool thing about the lion, the lion class, is I've got my pet. And this to me is kind of what a true pet class is. I tried doing a necromancer. The problem that I have with the necromancer, just at the low level of the necromancer, the pets that I summoned were well, it was a turret. It just wasn't designed to follow me around. And that's what I kind of look for when I do think of a pet class. So what we're going to do is just work our way around. Ooh, he's got a name. That means he's probably tough. So we'll just whack on this. Oh, it's a champion. Easy level 4 champion. Ooh. Oh, I was like one hit away. Oh, that's disappointing. Dang. Not a good way to start the evening. This week has been full of trouble. Let's see, what was going on Monday? Something happened Monday, which wasn't pleasant. Now I can't remember. Oh, was that Monday night? So I had oh, that's right. So Age of Conan, that was Monday night. I was really disappointed with that because my Adobe Acrobat decided to update. That's all I could think of. The Age of Conan crashed on me, and it just had the, it's time to update Adobe. And I thought, well, I think I can be brave and just set that aside and update later. But then it sent another nag message and just kicked me out completely. It even forced the computer restart. So I thought, well, I guess I'm done playing some Age of Conan. So then yesterday night, next day, I said, well, it's Star Trek Online. Adobe's been updated. Might as well just go ahead and hop into Star Trek and get that going. And while I was playing that, well, actually I didn't even get to play it. As I was trying to load it up to play it, there was a big old message saying that it was down for an undetermined amount of time while they worked on some server issues. So that's why we had Star Wars last night. And then tonight, my wife just is not able to get in. So it's just been kind of a crazy week. I mean, as far as weeks go, it's not the end of the world. It's just disappointing that I'm having some troubles here. But that's the way it goes. So what I've done, if you check my map here, since this was one of my kind of quest locations, I just traveled up the road. What did I pass? Griffin Sergeant quest active. Guess I got a quest back there. I just wasn't working on it. But coming up in here, I see I've got some more quests. So this is like the next developed area that I can visit. And actually we have quite a few quests that I can pick up.
Praise the gods! Plenty of work to be done.
I'll pick them up. My goal, though, is to try and head out into the PvP-ness. Alright. PvP-ness. I didn't sound in quite the way I meant. It's the PvP-N-E-S-S. PvP-ness, not the other kind.
Praise the gods.
Promise of battle. Alright, so I was supposed to come to this guy and talk to him. That's perfect, because that's exactly who I wanted. So that's complete. And now, Murderous Raiders. Kill the Murderous Raiders and their cruel overseers. Apparently that's not the PvP I was looking for. That's okay. Well, I was making some assumptions since I hadn't been up here. I thought that was going to lead me into some PvP. But apparently I was wrong. Instead, it looks like I've got... I mean, if I go up through here... let's see, this trail leads up here, and I gotta do a couple missions up here. Well, let's just find out. Let's just see what happens when I travel up there. My gut tells me this is leading into some PvP zones, and we'll see what that's like. I got welcome back on the battlefield, so like, where exactly does that one take me? Welcome back on the battlefield. What if I can click it and make it glow? Here, I've got the option to tracking on the map. So like if I turn all these off, see that? Welcome back on the where's the one that looked like a battlefield? Probably well, this is all of them. I guess coming and updating that sergeant took that one that said it was off the battlefield away. Well then, let's not be hasty to think that we won't get some PvP. So what I'm going to do is, I've got this one here, the Rimmerbrook regulars, I'm just going to go ahead and head up here. Let's hit these ones in the north. Now the reason why I'm so anxious to try PvP, normally I'm not a PvP type of player, but Sea of Claws, I have discovered the Sea of Claws. I don't know what that means. You have unlocked Empire Tier 1 RVR. You are now flagged for RVR. As I was saying, if you hit the right place, you'll join RVR. Apparently I have found RVR. Well, lucky me. So what that means is, what is that? You see there, I got those red glowy things. I wonder if that's their way of saying enemies. Yeah, look! Oh, it's a bad guy! Oh, look! And he's fighting something. He's fighting one of my peoples. Raven Harbinger. I don't know if that's an NPC or a PC or what that is, but well, it might just be NPCs that inhabit the PvP area, which is not uncommon. I see that a lot, and this might be another player. So I'll just come help you out. Oh, look, see, I'm streaming data. That's like the perfect place. That's perfect. When PvP matters, that's the time to stream data. Wonderful. Well, Renown rank 3, we did something. Let me just follow the person around. Safety in numbers. Don't split the party. And then hide in a tree when you're done. Not sure what you're doing. Okay, obviously that person's hiding. So what I wanted to do is just stand next to him and start jumping. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then I thought, yeah, I better not. That person obviously in here, they know what they're doing, because they picked a very specific spot to hide. Since we triggered that flag, it's quite possible that that might be a signal that the defenders need to come to the area and try to reclaim the flag, and then that's when we pounce out and attack whoever comes. Or could just be, yeah, see, look, I've got a timer counting down. A harbor shrine is secure. It cannot be taken by the enemy during this time. So it looks like it might be locked to us for that time frame. So we're just going to wait and see who comes. Waiting anxiously. Well, look, my timer went away. So, oh, and looks like that person went away. I didn't do a very good job paying attention. There's someone over here. Cowering citizen. Well, maybe they moved on. Looks like another flag I could take. Let's try it. I'll move this buy gold spam out of the way. There you go. You have a slightly expanded field of view now. So it looks like I've got one flag out of 3. So let's get another one. I got a war story unlocked. You have discovered the battlefield objective. Oh, snaps. Look at there. I think those are bad guys. Here's one. Oh yeah, that's a player. My cat. I have no idea. But I earned the title Chopping Block. Yay! You have completed Victim of a Choppa. Hey, I'll tell you, that's neat. It's nice to know that you get some updates even though you died. Alright. So, I moved on with that person. My one thing is I hate standing on top of people. Okay, so Apprentice Renown Trainer. Company of Renown. What did I earn? You met explain things. The Chosen One. So let's get my lion back. And let's follow this guy into PvP. I think what I like about this PvP is it's not capture the flag. You are running into a city and you're fighting for a city. This is kind of cool. My first time doing it, so obviously you're probably watching this and you're going to be, just painfully, what is he doing? But this is actually, I like this idea. I just leave my map, come in, and now I'm doing PvP. And there's a lot of folks here. A squig. Now that's a pet. Probably not a very cool pet. So we've actually got quite a bit of fighting here. So we'll just, oh boy, do what we can. If you die, you die. Just go back. I don't know what my penalties are for dying. I'm not that concerned about it. I got a victim of a disciple chain, so it looks like I'm going to get some kind of points for everything that kills me. I'll take it. Hopefully some more of these folks go join the battle, because it really seems like we're getting our behinds handed to us. So that's not very cool. So yeah, if you happen to wander in here and you're looking for some high level PvP, yeah, that's not going to happen. Especially when I'm only level capped at 10. So right now you're looking at some. Well, let's see. What does this say? Yeah, level 5, but I forgot. What is this? 5 plus 10 equals 15. I don't even know what that's for. All right, let's come down here and attack you. There we go. Apparently, I'm not ready for that. That's really depressing, let me tell you. Like, hi, my name is Adrian. Nice. But the nice thing is, I'm helping other people build up their skills by getting experience from killing me. So really, in the long run, I'm just actually a really nice guy. Now see, if I could go up and just man one of them there guns and shoot down, that might be what that person's doing. It's times like this I wish I had a wizard. Then I would sit in the background and just shoot fireballs and whatnot. Because apparently when I go up to try and chop them with my axe, they just hit me once or twice and I die. But look, it looks like we're making a push into the city. Let's see if I can do commentary on this. We're going into the city. I am running up a hill. I'm near the top of the hill. I am now at the outskirts of the city at the top of the hill. I'm going into the gate. I have found some other friendly people. We are capturing a flag. A lot of us are running around. Confusion ensues. We have now just captured another battlefield place. We are defending it for 3 minutes. Except for that one guy who's going out. It's my announcer voice. See, my wife's like, you don't have to be so monotone. When you do an announcer voice, that's your, being objective. It has to be monotone. Has to be. Look, now somebody got me. I didn't even see who. Alright. Never split the group. So now I see a group of us going. Now I can charge up. There we go. Get him, Tigger Tiger. Look. Oh, look. Yeah! We got 1 or 2. I didn't die immediately. What is that thing? I don't care. It's probably something that's going to kill me. Oh, look. Oh, yeah. I'm running and chopping. Someone healed it. That's okay. You know what? I said I'm tenacious. I followed him up into that group. Oh yeah, my commentator boy, hold on. I died. But commentator voice rules, and I've resummoned my pet. I'm running back to the battle. What's that? I have the restless leg syndrome. I shake my leg sometimes, and my wife says, "Don't shake your leg. It looks like you're bouncing," and then that looks inappropriate. Oh, here we go, running back. I think we have the upper hand because I don't see anybody immediately in the area, which means I think our folks have pushed on. Except for those two. 3 or 4. Well, maybe we haven't. Still have a timer. Still says defend it for a few seconds. So let's just defend it here for a few seconds. I think once this flag is securely in our hands, looks like we've got 2. This might be the 3rd one. 10 seconds. Yeah, I might be part of a winning team on a PvP. That would be exciting. 2, 1. It's taken! Yay! The forces of order have taken Festen plots. Outstanding! Okay, announcer voice. We are pushing on to the next area of contention. We have a number of support characters in the back. Melee is pushing forward. We are going up a hill. The battle is joined. We're attacking. He's dead. We are pushing, chasing. Got her. Here we go. There's one behind me. Oh, they got me. They got me. I helped take out a couple folks though. That's always nice. Now what is this bar I have right there? When I pop back in, let me see what that looks like. I'm thinking we have a separate PvP bar. Maybe. It is Renown. Let me read this real quick. This bar shows your progress towards the next Renown rank. You gain Renown points for killing enemy players in combat. Renown rank 3. Current title is a Steward. I'm going to get another one here pretty soon. What that means exactly, I'm going to have like Ulgarth or somebody who's really good at Warhammer Online to come and explain exactly what the ranks and the PvP system is like. But as you can see, this is kind of neat. We have this battlefield. Again, that means, from what I'm seeing, that the RVR is optional. So if you don't want to do the RVR and rank up, then you just go quest elsewhere. But my initial feeling is that in order to really succeed at the game, PvP is mandatory. But as you can see, it's not like really bad. I mean, there's people here doing it, so it's not like you have to worry about finding a group. You show up and you're part of the group. And that was something that was a real problem with Dark Age of Camelot or some other games where the PvP, you had to group up. That was just, you know, if you didn't group up, you were not going to be successful because you weren't going to get the heals. I'm not sure what I'm attacking, but... Well, where are we at on Renown? So close. Let's respawn and come back. So it looks like we got pushed back. So we'll go grab that flag again, I'm sure. Lion. What does this say? Battle fatigue. Your wounds are reduced by 50%. Oh, right click to attempt to remove. Oh, no wonder. Yeah, look, I've been fighting so much. Every time I go in, I got fewer hit points. I didn't even know that. So I used to have like 1,000. Now I've got 490. It says right click, attempt to remove. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to wait a couple minutes. That's probably why there's some folks that are just kind of hanging out. Won't do you much good to run into battle just to get chopped down really quick because you only got 490 hit points. So let's go ahead and wait a second. So probably that would be one of the good benefits of like your healer. They probably have something that removes that debuff. And since I don't know anybody, I'm just hanging out, I'll probably just have to wait for my timer. That's fine. So we'll just wait here for a couple minutes. Yeah, it says to right click, but I'm right clicking. That's fine. Every moment that I have to get this streaming data to go away, I'll get better response times when I'm out there trying to PvP. When I've got this streaming data, I can really feel the sluggishness, and I can really feel the lag and the kind of the, you know, stuttering when you see me turn. So this will be fine. I'll let that load a little bit more. And timer says 83 seconds. Doesn't look like you get regular experience points on it. I'll keep a track. I saw that I was getting some experience points when we were like capturing the flag. I don't think I was getting any experience for killing the actual players. And I believe then that's what the renown points are going to represent then, is your killing the other players. Well, speaking of that, while I'm waiting, let's come back here to this renown person. Let's right click on him and see what we get. Buy renown abilities. Might be good. Increase intelligence, don't need that. Blade Master, increases weapon skill by 4. Ooh. Yeah, look at that. So folks who do a lot of PvP, they're going to buy these skills. That's probably why they're doing really good. What's a Defender? Increases chance to block by 10%. Since I do apparently a lot of running up there, this might not be a bad one to buy. Same with the Blade Master. I'm wondering then, I believe that these would probably carry over into PvE as well. So PvP here definitely has some advantages because you can buy these passive abilities. That'll just make you more effective. So let's go ahead and train it. And it looks like you could continue to train it. I would need more points. But I'm going to go ahead and get well, let's see what Def Defender. That will also, your chance to dodge and disrupt increase by 3%. Well, I like Defender. Well, no I don't. Increases my chance to block by 1%. Oh, that's terrible. I thought it said 10% at first. But Blade Master, that gave me like 4 points. Let me take a look here. Increases toughness, that would be some hit points. That might be good. Oh, I definitely might need that because my hit points are pretty low. Feudal Strikes reduces the chance to receive critical damage by 3%. That takes 5 points. Some of these take a lot of renown. Opportunist, that'll increase my melee crit chance. So actually I got quite a few things here. It doesn't look like there's anything really bad unless you don't do archery. You might not want to take a sniper one. But increasing your crits is usually a really good thing to pick. That's always a chance to do a lot of extra damage. What's reflexes? Chance to parry by 3%, which I could probably parry with that. Opportunist increases melee crit chance by 2, but that takes 5. Might, that increases strength. I believe I'm a strength-based warrior, so I probably want some there. So I tell you what, I won't spend any more until maybe I look at this a little bit more and kind of see where people say you should put your points. See this here, Hardy Concession. Damage that you receive is reduced by 1%, but the damage and healing that you deal is reduced by the same amount. I don't think I like that one. I want to increase my damage. Fortitude pack. Increase toughness by 4. I will buy that one. We'll just get that for now. But now that I know that as my renown rank, so probably that would also mean you have a limit on your renown, how high your renown can get. I mean, you might not. It could just be as long as you keep RVRing forever and ever, you'll just continue getting ranks to where you could eventually buy all those skills. That would be very cool too, because the PvP that I'm seeing here is not bad, but that would explain why some of these folks are probably pretty darn tough compared to me, which makes it maybe a little intimidating for someone who's new, because you're watching me and you're seeing how I just die like that. That's why it's going to be real important to come in here, find a group, try to lose yourself in a group, and try to pick off the characters that are on the outskirts of the PvP battle. As you build that renown, get better gear and equipment, then you'll survive a lot longer in PvP. But it kind of goes that way for any game. It's not a Warhammer only thing. That's any PvP-centric game. Plus, if it's something you really enjoy, then you're going to want to get a guild. There we go, rank 4. I just came, found that person who was fighting, and said, let's partake. And now, there we go. Look, they're just fighting up, trying to run up that hill. Almost reminds me of the fun times we had playing Dark Age of Camelot, the RVR there. They had strategic places, and I remember big battles for trying to take like a little tiny strip of land. I don't want that. Pet, can you come down here? No, they got my pet. Oh. Well, at least I didn't backpedal, but I died. I wanted to come back to see if I could recast my lion. Apparently my lion has a habit to go and get something. Probably what happened is I was coming up, somebody hit me with a spell, and then my lion, you know, went to go take care of it. What I needed to do, this is the button I was looking for. I wanted him to attack the target that I was fighting. Now right here I've got my battle fatigue. Your wounds are reduced by 10%. See, I did the right click to attempt to remove. Didn't work. So what we'll do is just have to wait a moment or two again. Alright, so when I first came in, I didn't think there was really anything wrong with dying. Apparently you do get a hit point debuff, but that's not terrible. Well, let's see. I'm going to take this moment to hop over here. Alright, well my wife's helping me check chat, but since I got a couple minutes I thought I'd just come in here and take a peek. Bad, Jadrian, bad. He's so silly. I missed that. What did I do? Six Moon, how you doing? Shadow, how's it going? Yeah, unfortunately I'm having to use the Twitch chat. But I will find another chat program to use, and I'll be able to have a separate chat so I can watch the game fully and then focus on chat as well. How much time I got? 85 seconds, then we'll jump back into the battle here. Right now I'm looking, no realm controls Nordland. So it really looks like our battle is going back and forth over the city. Oh, hold on, announcer voice. It appears we have a neutral stance here in the Nordlands. I see a gathering of heroes. Looks like we're about to push forward. I believe there's an enemy right there. But he is luring us in. Fortunately, a wizard has put some damage on it. But there's a guy right there. And now he's gone. 46 seconds and I'll be at full health and we can charge back forward. I believe that Orc Choppa guy is just trying to draw us out. Lion is summoned, and I am back here providing defensive protection for a couple of our magic users. And it looks like we now have a group of heroes that are ready to charge forward. I have 20 seconds until full health. Let's see if we can catch somebody on the outside, like right there. Oop. Oh. I like to grab these folks that show up right on the outside here, and then tell my line to come help me. Oh, look at that! Now I just got swarmed. Apparently, I don't see the ebb and flow of combat very well. I swear when I first came up here, there was a bunch of us, and then as I got to look around, I was the only one there. I unlocked another bestiary item, it seemed. So, I mean, the good thing is I'm filling in my tome of knowledge with all kinds of stuff that's killing me. That's very cool. Streaming. Oh, the next thing how'd we do? I did get a little more renown. I'm going to save up some of those renown points just so I can do a little research to find out what would be really good to get, because some of them were like 10 points, and I don't want to fill up on a bunch of things that might not be very good. Like right here, expanded capacity. What is that? Increases your total action point pool by 10, which I'm thinking is this yellow bar. All my attacks that I do take action points, so that would definitely be a very good one to get. Focus I don't really need. This is down the list a little bit. So we've actually got, I mean, there's a very, very extensive list of skills that you can get, and every time you buy one, ooh, here's one, Vigor. Increases wounds by 4. Let's do it. I'm sure that folks who really know what they're doing in their Warhammer are probably thinking, why is he buying those? I'll tell you, it's because you're watching a noob at this. I've done a PvP, you know, we've done some PvP. If you haven't seen previous of my Warhammer, we've done some PvP. I mean some just PvE content, did some of the missions right around the area. We did a public quest, and this is my first foray into PvP. It's not bad at all. It's a lot better than what I thought it would be. Normally when I think of PvP, I think it's capture the flag. I'm not going to say they don't have some mini games like that, but it is different to just go running on your map. I'm now flagged for RVR, and it turns out that there's a battle over this little city area. I think that's pretty neat. When you do, say, the PvP in Star Wars, the Old Republic, it's capture the flag. I mean, they have some very specific battle zones that you go to. So I was hitting this guy, and now, run away, run away, run away. Didn't quite work out, because that guy was getting some healing behind him. I'm a victim of a zealot. Yeah, we had 2 of these flagged areas. Now we're pretty much don't own any. So the bad guys have definitely had the tide of battle turn in their favor. Sad, sad, sad. Lion. What it looks like too, though, which is kind of cool, is I think battles pretty much go on all the time. So if you are always looking for a little fix of RVR, realm versus realm, some PvP, just go into those contested areas. And the reason why I say that is the entire time that I was doing the PvE quests, I kept getting a little pop-up saying the Nordland is, you know, being controlled by this group, or the Nordlands are contested, nobody owns it. So it really sounds like you shouldn't have any trouble at all. I tried to right-click to see if I fix it. You should have no trouble at all finding people to come out here and fight with, and that's a good thing. I played some Star Trek Online. I'm really digging the Foundry system, but their PvP really seems to be lacking. I queued up for PvP, and I noticed that some of the queues to start were like an hour, because they can't start a PvP match until a certain amount of people sign up. I've noticed the same problem in Age of Conan. That's when they started to do some server mergers. You would be signed up to do a PvP battlefield, and it would take forever before you could start a match, because people just did not seem to be joining up for PvP. However, from what I'm seeing here, first time running up here, there's just a lot of folks. And there's a lot of folks that are kind of hanging out in the area. Like, here's some guy coming. Probably died, but he's coming back. So that tells me there's actually a very healthy PvP community here. And the way that they've done PvP, from my initial experience, is very, very smart. So if PvP is your thing, it's definitely got that. And they've done it in a smart way. It really makes you feel like there's a reason for PvP versus, you know, just go capture the flag against a bunch of orcs. You're fighting for a city. what I like too is I recognize some of these abilities. The tower, the turret. They have also got a PvP focused game, the Warhammer Wrath of Heroes. And what's very cool about that is it does have the dwarf who just runs around, drops his tower. So I recognize that right away. That was very cool to see. Whew, they tore me up. And that happened to be my favorite class in the PvP because the tower, and he could run and shoot. That was very, very cool. However, I'm seeing if you really want to focus on RVR, a support class might be very, very popular. Hang out in the back, just heal. You would probably become very, very popular. A lot of games, I don't know, but I would assume that Warhammer does the same thing. If you play a healer, then you're going to get renown points off of your healing. So healing would be a very viable option to PvP up. So we'll just take a moment here to rest up again. Well, 2,000 hit points. How are we doing? Pretty quiet. I think people are being kind to me since they know I don't have my normal chat. Still streaming in. So it makes me wonder, what exactly am I streaming in? Because I've been streaming for quite a while, and since I'm in the area, you would think I'd have the streaming assets of the area. But what I'm going to do for next time is I actually have an option to turn off the streaming while the game is playing, because it does give me some noticeable hiccups while I'm actually trying to play and it's streaming. So you do have that option. You don't have to stream while you play. So let us, let's see. Yeah, I don't think I got any credit for any of these. Let me check my map. That's because in order to get to up here, I could probably just run around and bypass all of this. See, there's a medium hotspot here, but I have, what is this? 8 more people are battling. That's a small hotspot. I could probably scout around, come over here because I've got a quest here, and that's probably what some folks do, is they're roaming the battlefield and they're looking for their quests. The other thing I could see is like a thief or assassin type character to be stealth, and they kind of hang out along like the coastline because they know that there are quests here, and they could try to pick off people who are going by themselves. Let me cough for a moment. Trying out the ice maker. We got a new fridge that's got an ice maker. It's kind of like, why do you need ice in the wintertime? It's winter for us, but sometimes it just pays to have some ice water. 1 second. Alright, let's charge in here. Let's give this another go. I don't want to be the one that goes out into the solo no man's land and try to complete some of these missions. However, I want that guy. Oh yeah, let's get a lion out. Oh, but I got renown. That's good. If nothing else, I'm gaining some renown. Well, I tell you what, that, as fun as that is, I have died 10 times in RVR. Alright, so let's take a look at my achievements, shall we? Persevering. So yeah, you get rewarded for that. Whether through bravery or cowardice, there is certainly something to be said for any warrior resilient enough to survive in the Age of Reckoning. Died 10 times in RVR. That gave me 66 experience points and a title. Left click to go to the title section. I got my Road Warden. That's what I'm currently now. Then what I can do is based on different things I've done. Look at here, the zapped. I got nothing under silly apparently. Questing the anguished, killing, road warden, chosen one, squig bait, heroic, the zapped, expiration, defiled, sacrificed, achievements. Hated. I believe these are my PvP ones. Hated, chopping block, the wise, peon, pin cushion, the green, the quester, crucial crusher. That said completed 25 quests, so maybe not necessarily PvP. Triggered 25 critical hits. Pin cushion, unlocked by tome entry, died 10 times. So I'm a pin cushion. I'm green, so I got different titles here. Tactics, none through items, cards, tactics, but I got me some titles. So I think what I will do, just so I can say I've done something, let's come over here and do this one. Norse Raiders, Ravagers, Borgen. That way I can feel like I've at least accomplished something for the night, other than earned achievements of pin cushion and so on. Now where is that heading? That is definitely not where I want to go yet. I want to get on this road. So there you got your first look through my eyes of the PvP system. That could grow on you. It could. If you like to die, my wife says. Yeah, if you don't mind dying, it could be really fun. You get titles. Ooh, and she likes to collect achievements, so she's smiling. It's like, well, yeah, when you put it that way. So we'll just head on back here, take this side road. How far do we gotta go? Not that far. I still really like the architecture, I have to admit. I do like the buildings. They remind us of our trip. We have like a German Bavarian village back in Washington State called Leavenworth. We went to it one year. I mean, and that really kind of had the feel, except they were all kind of crowded together, like in shopping malls. But this has a wonderfully kind of hard to explain, but kind of twisted. You know, you can tell what it is. It has that European feel, that kind of Germanic flair. In how I imagine, like the old medieval type world. But there's something that's just kind of twisted about them. Some kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Kind of like a wicked version of a fairy tale type of book. I think it's kind of cool. The burning windmill. That's the other thing I like too. As you're wandering around, sometimes you just unlock group, public quests. Just, oh hey, you're now part of a quest. And I believe the burning wheel, that was a public quest. That we were working on that last week, but it was just the two of us, and we weren't able to get everything we needed. Came close. Now let's see what's up here. You got me a castle area. Oh, keep going. Not quite what I need. Now we're streaming some data. That's fine. It's probably just pulling assets for this area. So we've got War Story Unlocked. You have discovered the public quest Ruins of Schloss von Rubendorf. See? You just walk around. Boom. Public quest. Now check this out. We get credit for that kind of stuff. Like, it's very, very cool. When you do a public quest, you're now part of a group. Like, it doesn't actually show you grouped up with folks. It's, in my mind, how I see it, it's like an invisible group. Everybody is contributing now to this particular quest. Now, whether that lady continues to assist, or maybe that's a guy elf, they kind of look like ladies. Oh, it's a lady. That's looks like the shadow. That's what my wife was playing. Which we are definitely going to figure out what's wrong with her password. I encountered something. I didn't read the encounter note. Oh, who said that? One of her, to her? I mean, it happened to her? They're talking about yours? Oh, okay. My wife, she went back to her other game since for some reason the Warhammer here is not playing with us, and she told her friends that, and apparently this happens to her a lot, and not just Warhammer. They call it the account gremlins, so she got account gremlinized. So her friends are quite used to it. Tasty accounts. Now this wasn't the mission I had originally intended on coming into, but it seems to be in the area, and I'm getting some credit for it, as well as working on the public quest. I gotta come in here, and I think that's the person I need to get. It says repeatable quest, but I gotta push in further. So what's cool is, even though I'm not grouped with that person, we technically are working together. I think that's kind of neat. Just looking for the public quest. You gotta kill raiders anyway. And I don't even have to ask permission to group up, because we just are. And then we'll target that one. And there it is. Now I am trying to find somebody in here, so I might be able to complete out 2 quests. Who are you? Roderick Grace. Anything? Has a quest.
Now get on with it.
Well, let's see what happens. Come on, pet. Let's see what trouble we can cause. Oh, my pet does a good job of drawing aggro, which is good for her. Means a much less chance of getting beat down. Can I click that at all? Nope. Oh, she's running into the castle, looks like. Maybe not. Can I click on the door? Do I want to go in? That's probably got a boss in it. Well, I got his quest. Oh, she did. Oh, I can't go in. Alright. Well, what else do I got to do here? It says I need to kill more Ravagers and Raiders to bring on the next stage of the quest. And she's leaving. What do I got to do for him? I need to kill wolves. Is that a wolf back here? A Norse Howler. Might be a wolf. Well, I need to do Borgren. Check. Color leader Borgren. He and his raiders have set up camp among the ruins of Schloss Rubendorf. Track them down, kill them, and return to... So I gotta find Borgren. Well, if I can find Borgren and kill him, then at least that mission will be done. Those are Ravagers, Howlers. I'm not too concerned if I have to do the public quest. I just want to try and complete out Love Lost, which apparently he is somewhere within the area. So we'll just go up. What is he? There he is. So let's see if I can get this guy just alone. And then we'll go see if we can kill Borgren. And health looks good. Oh, he's not a champion. I was thinking it was going to be a tough fight, but he's my level. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, took him down. Easy. Let's get another one of these. Now, if I leave the public quest to go turn this in, I believe when I come back it'll be reset. So even though I've killed a bunch of things, people will come and actually do the public quest after I've come and gone. So I would have to start that over. I just don't have the inclination tonight to stay and run the public quest and hope that other people come. I mean, it looks like she's working it, but so long, sister. Hopefully I helped you out a little bit, but I've got to go turn this in. I'm just going to run off to the side. Hello. Forgot to set my middle mouse wheel button to auto run, so I gotta hold both mice buttons down. Now I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take this guy out, because when I run between people like that, I either pull them both or just the one. So I might as well just take the one. Hey, Sunstoner. We be running Warhammer. My chat program's down, so it's taking me a little extra long to respond. I'm on the there I am. I'm on the map here somewhere. So we're gonna go turn this in and see what happens. Probably still need. Luckily, I'm level 5. My level limit was 10. But within that 10 levels, there is quite a bit to do. What will I do once I hit level 10? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Is that my quest turn-in person right there? Could it be? Boom. Oh, were ya on an engineer? I have not tried that. Actually, the only classes really I tried is this White Lion and a Witch Hunter. I did a Witch Hunter like a long time ago.
Why ain't you fighting?
I thought it was kind of fun. Oh, that's right. And then I did the Necromancer when I started back up again. I didn't like that at all. So Engineer might be pretty fun. I guess you play in a different area too.
What do you want?
Except... Really? Were you there at the battle? Interesting. I totally missed you then. And then you probably watched me die in the frame. Oh, there goes Jadrian. There goes Jadrian. There goes Jadrian. Yep, that was me. Alright. Well, let's see. That's about an hour. I started at 11 o'clock, but we had some technical problems trying to get my wife in, so I'm gonna, count this as an hour. This was an hour from the second start of the broadcast. Done some PvP, did quite a bit, I think. I mean, I died at least 10 times. I earned the achievement for it, so I know I jumped into the PvP quite a few times. So we saw some PvP, saw how that was integrated into the world map, which I thought was a very clever idea of them to do. And I did complete one regular normal mission, showed you how to rename your lion or whatever pet you have, apparently, for that matter. So tonight this was fairly productive. It definitely is not the same coming in by yourself. If you can find a group, that would definitely be better. So we're hoping to have my wife will have her password situations fixed for next time. Otherwise, my time in Warhammer might be cut short, because I kind of miss playing with my wife. So I think what we'll do is just kind of call it there. Mostly because I don't want to get too far ahead. So what we'll do is take a quick exit. And once it kicks me out, I'm not going yet. What we're going to do is just take a moment to catch up on chat. My wife's been reading it for me, but when I pop out of the game, if you have any questions about the game, this would be a good time to pop in and ask. I did notice that there are some folks viewing, And if you want to participate in chat, I believe you're going to have to sign up with a Twitch account, but Twitch account's free. You don't actually have to post or do anything. It doesn't harm your Facebook or anything like that. But it would give you a chance to have a voice and participate a little bit. And then tomorrow I'm hoping I'll have an actual chat program pulled up. And then I'll be able to kind of talk to folks like I normally do. So let's go find the chat room real quick and see what's going on. Let's find the channel. It takes me a second to get there. Alright, so what do we got going on for chat before I take off for the evening? PvP looked very unbalanced. That's Six Moon. Yes, Six Moon, that is correct. It seemed very unbalanced. However, I'm going to have to say that that's a very common thing with PvP-oriented games. You're just going to find that on a particular night, it could be that the order side is extremely strong because that's who happens to be on that evening. Tonight, it was going for the forces of chaos and destruction. They happen to have the greater, stronger numbers, so it was going their way. So fortunately, I doubt that it's going to be like that all the time. I believe when they first really started getting the game up and running, they did have a lot of unbalancing just because people thought it was so cool to play like Chaos. And I think they came up with like experience incentives and different things to try to get folks to spread and kind of balance out the sides. But the game has been out for a few years now, and I think that they probably are about as balanced force-wise as they're going to get. So it's just a matter of being there on an evening where you have enough people participating in the actual battles. Thursday, right, and then Six Moon said that tomorrow is Raz's game. Yeah, so tomorrow is EverQuest 2. Fortunately, we know that works because she's in EverQuest 2 right now. So no problems there. My account will be up. We'll be running another dungeon. Oh, well, I just realized, man, when I shift in my seat, I really zoom all over the camera. Sorry about that. I just got to get comfy. So Thursdays, we'll be back together as a team. And then Sunstoner says, yeah, Destruction had a lot of healers. And again, that really is just going to be any PvP. Like when I play Star Wars, sometimes I'll get in there and there's like a really strong Sith faction going on. They got a lot of healing. And we'll hop in and we'll just have a whole lot of DPS, no healing. And you can really feel that. You can definitely feel that here in the Warhammer as well. It's just a matter of who's there. And then Six Moon, any downside to dying a lot? I did not. Does it affect rank at all? I didn't see that affect rank at all. Pretty much the only downside that I saw initially was getting the health penalty and having to wait a few minutes for my health penalty to wear off. So that's going to be something maybe someone with more experience could answer. But so far, it just seemed like I didn't notice any penalties at all mentioning about my experience or my renown rank. So it looks like more it's just a self-imposed timer to keep people from just continually rushing right back into the battle. In Star Wars, The Old Republic, they didn't have any restrictions like that, but what they did is in your zoning area, they would put like an invisible barrier. So if you died in a certain time that barrier was up, you just had to wait for that barrier to come down before you could jump back into the battle. So kind of a similar mechanic here, and that's really all I saw was just that hit point penalty. Once that wore off, you could go back into battle. But I didn't see any other penalties at all. And then Sunstoner, you can pay an NPC healer to get rid of the penalty. Thank you for pointing that out now that I'm done and shut down. Yeah, I didn't even think to look for a healer. I just took the stoic route and just waited it out. But that's a good tip to know. So if you do get in there, die a couple times, find the NPC healer. I didn't really take the time to look around, and that's my fault. I'm usually a pretty impatient player. I like to just go find a couple things, and then that's what I roll with until someone points it out to me. There you go. Yeah, so it stacks if you wait it out. It stacks. Okay, what do you mean by it stack? Like if you don't pay for it to go away and you don't wait for it, that's what I noticed. If I didn't wait for it to wear off and I went out and kept dying, my penalty kept stacking, and then I had to wait extra long for it to wear off. So definitely find the NPC healer if that's what you're referring to. Yep, that's what Sunstoner says. There's a 2, a 3, 4. I actually had a 5. When I saw the 5, I thought, ooh, I must be earning some kind of reputation. And when I let my mouse hover, it said, no, dummy, you've died enough times that you have a 5 penalty, which was like a 50% penalty on my health. And I got to look at my hit points, and it said 490, when normally I have like 1,000 something. So definitely look for those penalties when you die, but that seemed to be the only thing I saw. So far, though, my impressions of Warhammer are a lot different than when I first played it. When Sunstoner says it's 1 silver to wipe it, reduces wounds health. Yeah, it's not a bad penalty, but it does make you weaker. 6 Moon, drop by again, son. Nick Ito. Oh, nice to have another input on a game. Definitely. I like that people have that kind of knowledge that I don't. There's only a couple of games that I really have extensive knowledge on, and that's slowly becoming Star Wars: The Old Republic and yeah, I was going to say EverQuest too, but really that's my wife's knowledge, not my knowledge, so I'll be honest on that one. But so far, though, the Warhammer, really, it's not bad. It's a lot different than when I first played it. It's hard to describe what's different, because it really looks and plays about the same. But I'm sure that a lot of the changes are more subtle for a casual player, and probably more drastic for folks who have stuck it out and really understand the game. But I'm having a lot more fun, and my wife was having some fun with it, so if we can get her back in, we'll play more. If I could change something, like immediately, I can't think of anything that I would want to change. There's nothing that sticks out and says, this has to be changed. For us, this might not become something that we actually start investing money in beyond the level 10, simply because what I don't see them doing is adding things like housing. This is not a game designed where you go adventuring and then you can come back and just kind of relax after all your battling. The world of Warhammer is a world that is in a constant state of war, and so I think that would kind of change the lore behind the game if you started putting in a lot of role-playing elements like the housing, which is a shame because it seems like you could have a very immersive world with a lot of history. So this might not be one that we really spend much more time in once we hit the level 10. However, I will say this though, for that 10 levels, it is actually very enjoyable. So I will give it that. It just doesn't have the immersive element that we're looking for. And then 6 Moons also being very cool and saying, you know, just drop by, we like the company, come by just to say hi. And that's what I was saying earlier. If you want, just make a Twitch account, and then when you log in, you can watch the feed, and then you can comment. And that's very, very cool. You know, just say hi, be part of the group. Sunstoner, I will. I saw the clip on YouTube and loaded up the trial again. Yeah, it's fun. It is a fun game. So if you're seeing this for the first time and you've never played Warhammer or haven't played it in a while, it's free for 10 levels. That doesn't seem like much, but there's really quite a bit you can do in that 10 levels. So, you know, try it out. It's fun. Plus, it gives you a chance to try out maybe classes you hadn't tried before. Then 6 Moon, friendly group here. Yeah, we're pretty friendly. I think we've only been bitten once, but that was an accident. Sorry. Went to the housing on your YouTube page, Jay. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, that's something I do try. I cover several games really, and then 2 that I'm covering really extensively: EverQuest 2 and Star Trek Online. Specifically in EverQuest 2, really covering the housing, the player-created housing that folks do. And in Star Trek Online, the Foundry missions. They have a mission editor, so players actually create the missions with all the plot and the dialogue and everything that goes with that. So 2 very, very different things, but I like them because they're player-created. That's why I cover them the most. I was looking for something I could cover really well in Warhammer, but Warhammer is pretty set in its path, and it does a very good job at that. Its niche is that integration of PvP and the regular exploration. So that's why we're playing it for now. So yeah, check out my other videos. I'm looking for Friday. I had made a decision. I think Friday, because I had problems with Star Trek on Tuesday, Friday is going to be some more Star Trek. I just moved the Tuesday to Friday, so I want to run a couple Foundry missions. Tomorrow's EverQuest 2. This weekend, that's what I was looking for this weekend. This weekend I'm back in the Terra beta. If you don't know what Terra is, it's a new MMO that's coming out. It's going to be a action-oriented combat type of game. I have a video posted from a couple weeks ago. So if you're curious, go check that out. It's about 4 hours long. You can also find it on YouTube. It's broken down in like 9 parts or something really crazy long. But I'll be doing that this weekend as well. So hit the internet, look Terra up, watch my video. We're going to hop back in that and check that out as well. So with that, let's see, Sixth Moon. I'm having a hard time with Star Trek, but I am continuing to try. What are you having a hard time with? Was something in particular, or just because you haven't really done it before and do you feel lost? I feel lost. To be quite honest, there's so much to do, so many missions. You have space, you have land. The character creation is kind of a skill-based, level-based. There's a lot. It's very immersive, which is kind of why I was focusing on the Foundry missions. So watch some of my Foundry missions, and you'll find that if nothing else, you can run the player-made missions, and you're actually going to gain experience, and you can build your character that way. Shadow. Jay, did you know there was a beta sign-up for Guild Wars 2? Yeah. I was... Oh, you... Let me do the Guild Wars 2. Yes, I'm aware. I signed up. I specifically was not going to mention Guild Wars 2 because the fewer people that join, the better my chance of getting in. Screen went to sleep. Alright. And then Six Moon says, use of the keyboard controls. Yeah, I'll agree. Use of the keyboard controls kind of confused me a little bit too. Especially if you're doing the ground missions and you gotta remember to hit the B key to go to first-person shooter mode, and then B again to turn off first-person shooter mode. That still gets me even now. Then Space Combat kind of has its own keys. So I would say if you keep at it, you're eventually going to get in stride. For me, it's real hard because every day I'm playing something different. So I'm constantly trying to remember what keys go with what game. So if I can eventually juggle several games, you'll have no problem getting Star Trek down. That'll be fine. In fact, here's the cool thing. My wife is going to get her own Star Trek account, and so we'll be doing Star Trek missions together. That'll be fun. Then you can see kind of from a group perspective how some of this stuff works. That's very, very cool. So yeah, definitely keep up with it. Keep up with it. Yep, and then Sunstoner says that Guild Wars 2 looks nice. I haven't really done a whole lot in Guild Wars looking at videos and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep that kind of a surprise, but from what I have seen, it does look pretty good. And then Six Moon, not natural feeling for me. You seem to be the game meister, Jay. I'm a rookie. Trust me, I'm not a game meister by any sense. In fact, you'll come to learn that that's one reason why I switch from game to game to game is I kind of get up a little bit, and then I start to realize that, you know, wow, I'm just not. It's my adult attention deficit disorder that I don't have. I just can't stay focused in one thing long enough to actually get really good at it. So I know a lot. I know a lot of games, but I know a little about a lot of games. So it just kind of makes me look cool, but really, I just kind of fake it a lot. And there's your secret to success. Just fake it. How are we doing? Alright, that sounds pretty good. Well, I'm going to, let's see, so that puts this at about an hour. I didn't have my timer up, but I'm trying to kind of slowly push the boundaries as to how long of a YouTube video I can put up. And I think I might be starting to push the boundary of what they'll let me upload in one chunk of time. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the broadcast off and see what I can do to get this thing uploaded to YouTube. So I'm going to stay in the chat for just a moment, and I'll type chat. So if you're watching this, you're going to miss out on a little bit of type chat. So sorry about that. But we'll be back Thursday night. EverQuest 2, check it out. Friday, we'll do some Foundry missions. And then possibly Friday late night, kind of an addendum. Maybe do some Terra. And then Saturday and Sunday, we'll do some Terra as well, just so you can check that out. So let me flip this off, and then I'll just kind of hang out for a little bit. And